fit. Go to ring.com/news1000. That's ring.com/news1000.
All right, are you guys ready? Everybody say, oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Are you guys ready for the challenge?
Yeah!
Oh, this is going to be good, Mary Anthony. Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony.
All right, this is called Younger Life Live. On the count of three, everybody say Younger Life Live. Younger Life Live. I forgot to do the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Younger Life Live. Today, it's going to be great. Mary Anthony, what's going on?
This is right up our alley, I
Yes.
think. This is awesome. So this is a competition that we've heard about that is going on in some of our local elementary schools. And it's Battle of the Fit. So, I mean, how much more perfect than Younger Life Live can we get? This is a perfect match for us. So I'm just bummed that we can't participate, but at least we can learn all about it. I think it's a fabulous
Hold
idea.
on, you and I could run in place. I know these ladies they've got their gloves on, and it's going to be really, really cool because what I love about it is Kim's back in studio, and it's going to be neat because she set this up. But thank you to Betsy Cohn, Superintendent Dr. Barbara Eason Watkins, and of course our LaPorte Hospital for being a great sponsor. Big round of applause for the LaPorte Hospital. Locally, they are a true gem, and they let this show happen, Younger Life Live, and we really do delve into some great topics. And today, I am so pumped. I'm ready to roll.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we have this great room full of women here, and they're going to tell us all about what's going on. And so can we start there? Can we
Absolutely
start with introductions, if you don't mind? Kim, can we start with you? You want to introduce yourself and tell us who you're here representing?
Sure. I'm Kim Eldridge, and I am the Northwest Consultant with MedWise. MedWise is a not-for-profit healthcare company, managed healthcare that provides insurance and Medicaid services to the people of Indiana.
Fantastic.
Big round of applause for Kim, everybody. This is where the gloves come off. Go for it.
Okay, I'm Marcia Tappan, the principal at Marsh, and we are pumped about this competition, and we're in it to win it.
Yeah, there you go. Big round of applause. Equal time on that one. Go
And
for
I'm
it.
Lisa Emschweiler, and I'm the principal at Springfield Elementary, and we are very excited to be taking part in this. We're doing a great job. We may be a little lower in the standings right now, but we are moving up, and we are ready to
There you
go.
go. Get healthy. Fly to the other side.
And I am Kelly Craig. I am the PE teacher at Joy Elementary School, and we are loving every minute of this, and we are ready to compete and get back to first place.
Woo!
If we have anything to do with it.
So, Kim, can I ask, did you guys come up with the concept of this competition, this Battle of the Fit?
Well, actually, MedWise in 2011 actually came up with this kind of based on what they saw Disney had a program called Move It.
Oh, okay.
And they worked with Radio Disney a lot, and so they saw what they were doing, and MedWise came up with their own program. They did some focus groups, just to see what the public would be receptive to, what was needed out there, a program to do in the schools with kids to get them moving. And so it really came to be in 2012.
I see.
And then they started the following year with doing this whole program in the Indianapolis schools.
Okay.
And then the next time they did it was in the Terre Haute schools. And so myself and I have a partner here in the Northwest. Her name is Monica Cavender. She
Yes.
comes in here with me occasionally.
Absolutely.
we work with these counties here, and we work a lot with LaPorte County, and we
Okay.
work with a lot with the Michigan City Schools. So actually, the nursing chair, her name is Linda Paczynski. She works with us a lot. She's really fabulous, and she's always got suggestions for us of different ways to work with the schools. So when I knew this program was available, and MedWise was talking about, well, gosh, who should we target this year? Right away, I was like, you know what? The Michigan City Schools would be fantastic because they're such great partners and they really invest in their kids getting healthy, getting health care. The whole moving
Yeah.
thing. I mean, they're just totally invested. I know that Linda, as the nursing chair, totally invested. We worked with Betsy forever, and Betsy's totally invested. And so we thought that was the next logical conclusion was, hey, let's throw in the Michigan City Schools name for this. And MedWise, knowing that we work with the Michigan City Schools so well, decided, let's go for the
Yeah.
Michigan City Schools.
This
I think
this
it's
is really
great.
cool.
Well, I think what's so interesting too and so key is the more and more people that we interview and the more, we talk about research and stuff, the more we find these elementary students are at key ages to learn better habits, better behaviors to adopt in their own lives. So hopefully they'll be healthier adults and their families will grow up the same way. So that's why I think it's so cool. I'm interested to know how the schools were chosen. I found out there are 8 elementary schools. I didn't realize there were that many. So how were the schools chosen, and then how were they notified that they were chosen?
Well, to be honest, we worked directly with Linda Paczynski, like I said,
Okay.
the nursing chair. And we kind of left it up to her. I think she talked to people at the schools, but right away she came up with 3 schools that she thought would be highly competitive.
Yeah.
we love that.
Awesome.
We love that.
These guys are like kids and they're smiling. They're like, woo!
I
love
honestly
it.
think that was the key. I mean, these were her suggestions, and then she put me in touch with everybody, and everybody was like from the get-go, yes, we have to do this. This sounds great.
Yeah.
And so it kind of went from there,
I'm curious, we're a lot of us are parents in this room, most of us, probably all of us. We all parents in the room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we know as parents we want what's best for our children. I'm curious, did your reception to this, all of you ladies, you pros in here are educators, did you get the same good reception from the parental units and the kids, or was there a little bit of pushback? We go around the room and ask that? How about in your school?
We got a great reception. The kids were very excited because they love physical activity, movement. We love to incorporate it in our day because it's better for learning if they have some little breaks and movement. So they were pumped, and especially when we told them there would be some incentives and prizes and possible monetary award at the end. Everybody was like, we're in it.
That was one of my questions. So I'm going to hold that thought while we
Yeah,
keep going
please.
around the room. Yes.
Yeah.
Springfield is so excited, and our students were very, very excited to get started. All of our classes are very physical to start with. We do a lot of activities, a lot of brain breaks throughout the day. Our kindergarten constantly is, everything they do has a song and a dance that goes with it.
Wow.
So it's just expanding that as well. We've had a great time when they go to the bathroom. Instead of walking down the hallway to the bathroom, we do lunges, or we do, different
You're
activities. Like,
kidding.
no, it's
Yeah.
great. And then they're
That is
at
phenomenal.
the bathroom waiting to go, and as they're sitting on the carpet, waiting, they're doing wall sits, or, they're doing sit-ups, they're doing stretches. So even 5 or 10 minutes, periodically throughout the day, even 2 minutes really makes a difference, and they're just ready to get started. The kids are so excited. Every morning we start out with a whole school dance or some kind of, stretches and things like that. And even people coming in, like parents that bring children in later, or substitutes, or just people from the community that come in, they are so excited, and they're just laughing and having a good time as we're all sitting there dancing around the building and having
That
a
so
terrific
puts
time.
you in a good mood.
Absolutely.
It does. It really
Yeah.
does.
It's as much as a mental booster as it is,
Yeah.
Absolutely
physical.
it is, yes.
I love
Okay,
it.
and
The kids were so excited. The kickoff actually got them all really pumped. They had so much fun with that. And then now that we're getting to do activity, you hear them all the time. They're smiling all the time.
Yeah.
They're very excited to get brain breaks, kind of, and more activity. And like she was saying, you'd see them in the hall. They're going to the bath. The kids are in line waiting to go to the bathroom and doing wall sits while they wait.
Yeah.
Lunches on the way to the lunchroom.
Yes.
Which is really awesome because normally they have to be in their good procedures in the hallway, but they're not taking advantage of that either. They are still being behaved children, doing their lunges and doing their work, which is amazing. They also enjoy getting to do things that they normally don't get to do. So if the gym's open, I say, teacher, go ahead, come use my gym and come play things that you normally don't get to do and take advantage of it. We have one teacher that, we got iPads last year, so she's taking advantage of those, and the kids are trying to find ways, well, can we walk and do our work on the iPads as we're doing it? We've actually found a Richard Simmons video because
how
list
fun!
of activities, and we're like, well, why not? This is educational. This is how people used to work out, and now you guys have all this other stuff. We didn't have that back then. So they're learning things as well, which is great, and they're having a blast doing it.
How cool. Dancing
Okay.
to the oldies, man. I remember some of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So I hear prizes mentioned. That was a question of mine.
Yes.
There's actually prizes for the school that wins?
They're actually monetary prizes for the schools that win.
Okay,
Now, during the entire, all the weeks, it's a 12-week program.
Okay.
So during the entire weeks that they're doing all of this, MedWise has sent each school, some fun items that the kids can get, like water bottles and
Awesome.
just different stuff.
Jump
that
rope.
Yeah,
Yes,
when
we
they
got those.
meet a milestone, here's this, keeps the kids going. They get these things little by little. But at the end of it, there's actually monetary gift. And that gift is supposed to go for health and wellness, physical education, equipment, things like that.
That is
So,
fantastic.
We're talking $6,000 for the winning school.
Wow.
Holy cow.
And then
Yeah.
I'd be fighting with gloves.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
But each school gets a monetary gift.
Yes.
So
Oh,
no
that's
matter
nice.
what, each school is going to get a monetary gift.
Everybody's a
That's
winner.
that's
Everybody's a
fantastic.
winner,
That's really
but
great.
the top school is the big winner.
Wow.
Wow.
So can you kind of tell me how the competition works as far as how do the schools earn points and stuff to meet these milestones, and-
Well, like we have here, I just brought this with me. It's called the activity list.
Okay.
Right? And so the school can go down here, there's, for instance, I'll just give you a few of these. There's, say, general exercise, which is, they call conditioning. That could be
Yeah.
push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks. And,
great.
each school, like the people in physical education or the principals or the teachers, they monitor how long a class does all of this stuff. And then
Okay.
they put that into the system. We have a website that everything gets loaded into. But there's things like they can do, if kids are in martial arts, they can do that during the course of the day.
I think that's
Kickboxing.
fantastic.
That is
They can do
fantastic.
the obstacle course, like they said, the Richard Simmons dancing to the oldies. There's 3-legged races they can do. I
Oh,
mean,
how fun.
there's a little bit of everything, and of course, all the sports go into it too. So whatever sport that's going on at the time, they can put that in. Games, things like hopscotch, limbo, parachute games, Foursquare. Then the big one is dancing. And I found out in the kickoff, there's a lot of kids that like to dance.
Everybody, dancing is so great for the soul, just the energy of it.
Yes.
And all of us in this room love to dance, and I think that is fantastic. The other thing I love to do, and still to this day at 49 years old, I love my jump roping. And I could still do it real quick, but that is so good for the core of the body and just in general. So that's kind of cool because when you're
Right.
crossing,
And
you know,
Medwise sent jump ropes too.
seriously,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
when I heard you say that, I'm like, that is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
What are some of the favorite things, if you guys don't mind, we'll flow around the room, maybe we'll start on this side. What are some of the favorite things you guys like doing? Kim was talking about the exercises.
Last week they were loving. We brought the tug of war rope out. They got to play tug
Oh.
of war. We actually made it a thing for recess this week to do teams against each other. They are loving that. We have done some capture the flag outside when they have time, which they really, really love. Also, they're loving Go Noodle. It's a great site, and it's got Zumba. It's got all kinds of different dance things that they can do. And they are loving the fact that they get breaks in the room. They're still there.
Yeah.
And they're able to do fun things inside their classroom.
Yeah.
Which, there's not a lot of space, but they can still do it at their desk, and it's just a lot of fun.
I want the parents and the family and friends that are listening to the show or watching the show here on Younger Life Live, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital, the GRASP, because at home you could carry this on.
Absolutely.
What about your school?
I would say our students are happiest with doing the dancing and doing different moves with that. And we've gone to Kid Bops online and found different songs with them. And it's, you think that 6th graders wouldn't enjoy doing anything like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. They love going back to doing that. And then there's also popular songs that we're singing, we're dancing to. And the kids, as as we're doing that in the morning and in the afternoon, our midday break, or just throughout the day, we'll go by a room and they love, like we're videotaping them, we're taking pictures of them doing it, and they are just loving every bit of it. They're having a great time, out on the playground. They're loving the obstacle course when we're setting that up and they're going through it and be like, what were we supposed to do at this point? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Let's just, so
Yeah.
we're just going with the flow and just having a great time. They're really just happy. They really are. And we're really looking forward to continuing this as well, even after the contest ends. My teachers
Good.
are like, can we keep doing this? It's a great way to start and end the day. And
There's a
you know,
lot
how
of smiling
wonderful is that?
faces in the building.
There really is.
That's
Yes.
so nice.
There always
Yeah,
is,
I
but I
agree.
feel like you see it more because they're very excited for the day. They're
Yes.
excited to let's get this work done, then we get to go do some activity. So it's just very positive and a lot of smiles.
It absolutely
Awesome.
is. Mm-hmm.
What about the school?
We start every morning with our morning music movement. So we do dancing. The kids love to do Casper Slide.
Oh,
with the Nay
yeah.
Nay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cupid Shuffle. Yeah, so we have
I
some
love it all.
talented dancers. That's how we start our day. It probably looks kind of funny when cars or people are going by because they have windows open and we're up there dancing in the office. So it's kind of funny.
And all you ladies and the gents, everybody
That's
participates.
a question I have.
Everybody
Staff
participates.
reaction. I'm curious. The
Yeah.
staff, they've been excited about doing this as well then?
Our staff has
Yes.
been so excited to do it, and they
Yes.
really have. And you see everybody, like if we're doing jumping jacks, you see everybody out there doing jumping jacks. No
Yeah.
matter what on our
Yeah.
staff, you see lots of children dancing. I'm not a good dancer at all, and I'm going into classrooms and dancing with them, and they're just having a hoot watching all of us and
That's
doing
it.
it with us. They really are. Trying to expand. It doesn't matter how well you do it. Let's just do it and let's just get active.
Absolutely.
And have fun.
Great point.
We also do a morning walking club because the majority of our kids walk into school.
Oh.
So they're coming a little early and they're walking the playground perimeter and the parents are showing up too to walk with
that's
them.
Wow.
That's
Which is
really
neat.
nice.
And
That's
some of
awesome.
the staff. And then we also had a big family football night last Friday where we had parents and the kids and the staff all show up and we had a big obstacle course and the dancing in the gym and we had a throwing and a kicking field goal contest. So
Oh.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's really neat.
Involved everybody.
I like the parental involvement because truly
It's important.
that helps whether you're riding a bike or walking or swimming or in this case
Yeah.
it's kind of neat because the parents get into it. It's almost a neat routine that everybody's involved and then it just becomes then a normal part of everybody's family life and day.
But I love that aspect because I think even your brain works better, obviously, especially in the afternoon time when you're a little bit more sluggish. All of us get that
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
It's nice to think, you know what, even if you were sitting in an office, get up and take 2 minutes. You're right. It doesn't have to be 10 or 15 minutes, but 2 minutes and do, get the blood flowing and the heart pumping. And it definitely makes a difference in your creativity and your attitude, I think. So I think it's a great habit to start now. I love that you hope to continue this even after the 12-week program. I think that's
Yeah, I don't
brilliant.
think we could stop it if we wanted to. We're so
Yeah.
into it.
That's
Yeah.
really the whole point,
Yeah.
though. We
Yeah.
want, you start healthy habits,
Yeah.
and starting them with school kids is the way to go. That's what we do with health and wellness programs. We try to change minds and start healthy habits, and just something like that. The kids doing it for 12 weeks, the little light bulb goes off, and they want to just keep doing it. And some of the parents do.
Well, I know a lot of children maybe are not in sports or do not get a lot of physical activity at home because a lot of kids don't. I have a nephew that would, if it were up to him, he would do nothing but play video games if it were up to him.
Right.
Yes.
But so I think this is a great way to, incorporate it without making him feel like he has to. It makes it a lot of fun, and then it definitely is addicting. We've said it a zillion times. That feeling of being tired after working out, or being winded and laughing and being winded, especially if you're dancing and stuff. That is contagious, and that is what you want them to want to do. So I think it's fantastic.
I think too that overall attitude and that push, once the young ones see how much fun it is, they don't want to sit on the couch and play the video games, and they may be a little bit more in tune with trying something else. I love the fact that the parents are jumping in as well.
I do too.
Because that's all of us as parents and as people that are working class folk. It's like you say, okay, when can I work out? But this is almost like a nice little double or triple dip. You're starting your day out. It's a great way, and quite honestly, no matter what the structure is of the family, everybody's bonding.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool in today's 2016.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everybody's bonding. And I know that we talk about our families, and
Right.
no matter what the setup is, and the parental structure, this is kind of neat because that
Yeah.
puts a whole other spin on it.
Well, and everybody can do something. That's what's amazing about exercise. There's not a right way to exercise. There's so many different things you can do, and that's why we're going to do the pickleball next week, because we're always joking about how we had a competition once on big hopper balls, just because there's so many different ways you can get in a few minutes of exercise. It doesn't always have to be the traditional, running or video.
Did you want to say to the ladies here what happened? That
Let's break
they
out
all
the hopper
challenged
balls.
Rick Federici, the big giant hockey balls, and I was so focused, and everybody was like rooting for Ricky to fall off the ball. But what did
That
I
was
do,
me.
ladies? I focused and I was jumping, and it was tough.
He won.
But I didn't. But I again, we're all winners.
He won. No, I was very much last, but still, it was fun, and it was
Awesome.
it was a good time. But and again,
That's
just
great.
another example of something different. Just
Agreed.
it doesn't have to always be the same thing. So, one time for exercise, we were challenged by Mike Sanders to push a
Our
van.
executive producer.
To see if we could, use it takes literally every muscle in the
Yes.
body to push a vehicle, and he was telling us about it. That's kind of
did.
a new thing, and we did. That was fun,
But
but
what
it's
he
just
did,
different.
Here's what he did to push the button. In the beginning, on camera live and on the radio, like we hear on Younger Life, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital, we're pushing it. We're not going anywhere. It's like, okay, he's either got his foot on the brakes or something here. But then we started pushing, but it was really, I thought it was a very
We were
cool
on a little dip
experience.
and
Yeah.
didn't realize it. So to get it moving was like,
was
oh my goodness, are we
crazy.
going to be able to do this? We're live. We're like failing. But then once it got moving, then we were good at it.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine, but it was nice. It's fun to do something different. So I think it's a great idea. It's a great program, and it's fabulous to introduce these kids to different ways, something they may never have thought of. So is there any talk, Kim, of this program spreading to other schools, or if a school is very interested in trying to enroll in anything like this, is there any way that they can find out information for that?
Well, anybody can always get in touch with me. I know that MedWise does this program every year or every 2 years, and they do it around, it's going to be all across the state.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, to be honest, since it was in Terre Haute last time, Michigan City this time, I'm thinking they'd probably want to pick another city to do it in, but we never know. I never say never, so people
Right.
can always the schools can always keep in touch with me, and we can talk to MedWise and just see if maybe there could be an offshoot or
Well, what I
something
think
else.
is really cool about this, and we all look at this with the issues that surround our children and adults in today's day and age. This, I haven't, from a political standpoint, we're non-political, but this should be a topic of discussion, because I would think that this theory of duplication here would be unbelievable across the United
Right.
States and the world.
Right.
I mean, this is like helping people.
Right.
And it's a whole different spin, because with so many of the schools, just my daughters that are a little bit older, 18 and 22, I remember going to the school board meetings and with the parents and with these young ones who got petitions going because they wanted to cut out the theater and the arts and all these different
Right,
programs.
right.
But this to me is another whole spin with potential things that may happen all over the country.
Right.
What a great free way to stay healthy,
Exactly.
killer attitude and energy, and wow.
And
it's
I mean, it grades and
Advice.
everything.
I think a lot of it has to do.
Yes.
I mean, MedWise is really into health and wellness and
Yeah.
fitness, and being a not-for-profit, I think this is just a big thing with them. Their focus is on people staying well and preventative, and being active goes a long way to prevent a lot of disease and a lot of all the unhealthy behaviors that kids have.
Yeah.
And we've also had teachers say that the kids are more engaged after some of those activities.
Absolutely.
Yes, they've gotten some of the energy out that they're sitting there
Right.
building in their seats, and they just needed to release
Right.
it. And
Right.
they get it out, and then
Right.
they're able to come back and do their reading or their writing, what they're working on, and they're more focused. 'Cause
It's
that
definitely
energy's
mental
out.
as well.
And
I was going to say
Physical
that.
activity is really good.
I was that spaz, just so you know. For real.
Really?
No, really? I'm not kidding you. And I went to, a Catholic school, so, there was like 16 kids in our class, and I was always the unique one. My mother would say things for the 6 children. Rick Federici, you make up for all 6 of my kids. But that being said, I wish when I was a young
Yeah.
boy that we
Yeah.
had these types of
Exactly.
programs. I'm sorry, what were you
No,
gonna
that's
say?
good. And I think one of the really great parts of this too is, there are extremely high standards that we have, academic standards for our children.
Yeah.
And our days are jam-packed full. And so it's not always an opportunity to go outside and play for, 2, 3, 30-minute periods like some of us maybe remember when we were in school. So what's wonderful about this is it's very easy to implement. We're really able to do it in small doses. It makes a big difference for kids. And I think they get a lot more out of these short bursts than they do just going outside and running around the playground. So I think it's really great, and I think that it really is increasing our students' ability to be able to focus on school and to be successful.
And it's not just like when they go out, it's not just a recess. It is an organized like event
Exactly.
doing something that they normally don't do. So, which I've noticed, we've had a lot of kids try to stay after school to stay and keep on playing.
Wow.
They want to play basketball. Right now. They used to all go home and play video games, and they're wanting to stay. We're like, guys, you got to go check in first. Let them know that you're home, and then if they say okay, but in the morning I see the kids out there wanting to do it. After school I see them wanting to do it. They're just wanting to be more active, which is great. And it's not just going to play in the in the playground's great, but they're doing and they're learning other activities that they can do, which they didn't know they could do before. And little kid like tag games too. And I have to say, my 6th graders, I pulled out a Pac-Man game, which is a tag game. They haven't played it since kindergarten, 1st grade. They were having so much fun, and it's just like, guys, it's just a mental break. You're getting activity, but you're getting to have fun. And they're just like, oh, I forgot about that game. It was so much fun when we were little, but. It's just now they're more in competitive sports, so they forget about the old stuff they used to do.
And Midwise took a lot of factors into consideration when they choose the schools. And one of those is need. A lot of times they look at the free and reduced lunch list to see
Really?
if schools are, if the school has a big percentage of kids in that, because we know a lot of those children don't have access to. To go to a health club or maybe to have outdoor spaces to run in. And so that was another factor that they took into consideration when
interesting.
they choose a school system. I mean, whether the children are maybe, like I said, more in need or prone to a lot of sitting or just no areas to run in and play. And so, like I said, that's another factor.
What a great thought there. I would have never have
that's
kind of
really
thought about
interesting.
that. That's great.
Absolutely. I did hear that at least one of these schools is enrolled in the USDA Fresh Fruit and Veggie Snack Program. I've never heard. Could you tell us about the program? I didn't know what
And what
it is.
school is that?
I don't know. I just heard the one.
March is our 2nd year.
And
I
Springfield's
think
in
you
our
guys-
1st year.
Oh,
as well.
okay.
Yes.
Maybe we need to get into it next year.
There's a competitive side.
That's it.
It's a great program, and our food service director, she wrote a grant to get the funding to be able to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables for our entire school, our whole student body. So every day, 3 days a week, we just started the program this last week, and it'll run through the rest of the year. And our kids get to try different things, unique things.
Really?
I mean, things that they probably wouldn't have purchased or even known what they are. And so it's a really neat way for them to try different things. And they also are learning about healthy things. We announce, okay, your fresh snack for this afternoon is a Granny Smith apple. That's what ours was yesterday. And you tell a little bit about it.
That's awesome.
It's fabulous.
Vitamins and minerals, it has, and encourage the kids to try it. And our kids love it. Our kids
That
love
is
it.
really neat.
Yeah.
Trying something different is hard for kids. A lot of kids.
Exactly.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they can be very picky. I know a lot of adults that are like that and don't want to try different things, especially when you're talking vegetables, not as many fruits, but vegetables in particular that they may not have ever seen.
Right.
It's different or fresh and raw. I know a lot of people think you're not going to cook it. No, a lot of my family prefers raw vegetables.
Mine too.
Right.
They
Yes,
prefer them
definitely.
raw
Really?
versus
Yeah.
cooked. My kids do not like squishy. They call them vegetables. They like raw, pretty much everything vegetable wise. So I think that's an amazing program. Does that go on then all year?
Yes.
Really?
That is
Yes.
fantastic.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It's wonderful.
What a great
Yeah.
way to put really good,
Yeah.
not only information out there, but more importantly, good things in your body.
Exactly.
And I think that's it's so
Absolutely.
much better than some of the alternatives, I'll say, so I don't pick it on
Yes.
anybody.
Right.
Because it's, as we all know, it's like you were saying, Kim, it's hard out there for some of the parentals that are on these, fixed budgets, trying to pay their bills, trying to keep things flowing, and are affording what they can buy
That's
for their
it.
family and their
Right.
children.
Right.
But
And it's
this
a
is great.
midday snack
Yeah.
for us. It's a mid-morning snack, so it's between breakfast and lunch. And especially for our older kids that don't eat lunch until like 12:30 or 12:45, it's a great little snack for them.
And it's needed at that time.
It
I mean,
absolutely
honestly,
is,
that is,
yes. And
it's
that's
hard
why
to
we picked that
focus
time.
on work at all when you're,
When you're hungry.
Well, we
Oh.
found that
Definitely is.
kids can't learn if they're hungry.
Exactly.
Oh, I agree with that.
Right.
I even find that as if I don't eat, I'm doing as I get older, smaller portions more times, because I used to be a little different, or I would just blow it off.
Yeah.
And even though I have a lot of energy and I love life,
Yes.
it's just like you said, that mojo, you almost like,
Yeah.
Yes.
become. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to get it in your school or what?
I'm gonna go back there and talk about it at my school.
want it
That's it. That's it. I think it's great. What if, that's a good point though about taking it back to your school. What if other schools are interested? How do they find out information on where do they go to apply for the program?
The fresh fruits and
The
vegetables.
fresh fruits and vegetables.
That is through our food service director.
Okay.
And it's a federal grant that they do that you can apply for once a year.
see.
And again, I think it's based on need and the amount of people that are
Right.
applying. And I think she does a great job. She must do a great job of filling out the application too.
Okay.
You know, to be able to expand it this year as well.
Yeah.
I see. That's great.
Absolutely wonderful.
I love
Kim,
it.
what do you want to throw out there to the parents and the viewers and the listeners here on Younger Life? Because there are so many neat things that you have your arms and your team wrapped around. This is just one small showing of just working together, and this is fantastic. I feel as a not only a parent but just as a small business guy there, I'm like, this is the way to go. Because this is what we preach on the show.
Yeah.
And when we saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, Betsy Cole.
It's right up our alley.
I
Yeah.
love this. And of course, Kim, you and I have worked together for a long time. And I'm
have.
like, what a great job.
have.
Yeah.
What else would you like to throw out there?
That's the whole thing about MedWise. Their primary focus is just to keep people in Indiana healthy. So we've always got things going. Like myself, I have, as a consultant for them, 7 counties, okay, of which
Wow.
LaPorte County is one of those. And we are working with schools, school systems, federally qualified health centers, hospitals, social service organizations, businesses, to do all kinds of programs in all of those 7 counties. So, just for instance, here, let's say in this county, we work with federally qualified health centers. The one here is Michigan City, which would be, oh my gosh, HealthLink. I had to think about that for a second. But they're here in Michigan City, and we work with them quite a bit. We do lots of programs with them. We do all across the state of Indiana, and especially here in Michigan City, back to school events. And as you know, Rick has done many times the big back to school rally here in Michigan City. MedWise donates more than 1,200 backpacks filled with school supplies for that fair every year. But, it doesn't stop there. Like I said, with health centers, we work with them to do their back to school events, and all during the year we work with them to do Women's Week, Men's Week.
Really?
Where
So it isn't just children. That's fascinating.
no, it's not just children, it's adults as well, because people in our program run the gamut. There's the Hoosier Healthwise program, which is a Medicaid program for children.
Okay.
There's a Healthy Indiana Plan, otherwise known as HIP, and that's for adults from 19 through 64. And then there's another program, which is kind of littler known, called Hoosier Care Connect. That program is for blind, disabled, and that can be a child or an adult. And actually, that's the only program that sometimes can be a senior as well, who's blind or disabled. That's, like I said, the smaller program, thank goodness, because there's not as much need, but still that program's available. So we do things with all 3 programs, as well as now the Affordable Care Act Marketplace. That's another thing that maybe 4 years ago we started doing as well. So we try to work with all of those populations, every single one of them, to do, countless events.
right.
Like I said, in Women's Week, there's we work with the health centers to give women all of their, the breast exams and cervical cancer exams, and the list goes on. For men, the same thing. There's just, it's almost endless.
Well, and I want to throw this out there too, and I know you and I have chatted about this. We've done actual things like that on the air live and have talked about it, and actually have talked about our results, and it hits so close to home. In fact, my niece, who's not even 30, 2 small children, yesterday went through a double mastectomy, and she has this wicked breast cancer that only 3% of the population get, and it's supposed to hit women and men, but women 65 and above. So it's just, she's gotten every spin on it. Luckily, she made it through surgery and a lot of different things. But I say this to my guy friends, no matter what it is, and I'm so glad you brought up, you have to go get these exams done.
Right.
And it's a whole other spin of the topic today, but I just want to throw that out there because it's so important. There's a lot of people that are represented in this room and coming from a lot of different family backgrounds and stuff, and we're all affected by something, somehow, some way. And the only way to keep it flowing is, I love this conversation and discussion, is to try to change. We try to change things little by little, but we're very blunt about if we like it or if we don't, about being healthy and trying to stay younger longer. And it's
preventative care is it's all important.
Yeah,
I mean, we see people every day that hadn't gone to the doctor for years. Suddenly they're able to have, let's say, Medicaid, or they're able to have the Affordable Care Act Marketplace, and they weren't able to have it before. And they go in for the first time in years and they catch something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super important.
We can't fix something we don't know, and we talk about that a lot. That's why screenings are important.
Yes.
And having a good relationship with your doctor, having a doctor. We're surprised by a lot of times when we talk to people that they don't have a physician because they think, I'm fine, but you never know, and it's so important. I mean, I think I didn't realize MedWise did so much. Is there a website, Kim, that someone could go to if they just want to look some of these programs up?
Medwise.org, so it's MDWISE.org. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
And once you get to the website, you don't have to be a member just to get in the website and look around. There's all kinds of stuff there. Tells you about all the programs, and how you can enroll in those programs, or just find out if you even qualify for those programs.
Right.
So many more people qualify than think they do. Honestly, every year we see people who are, we'll ask if they have health care and they say no. Well, why not? Well, I don't qualify. I'm like, did you actually ever find out or talk to somebody? No. We sit down with them, and 9 times out of 10, they qualify for something. So it's pretty amazing. It runs, all these programs run the gamut of incomes. And so tons of, especially people who are in, let's say, the middle class, for some reason think they'll never qualify. Many of them do. So it's pretty amazing.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, I think the partnering with the schools is amazing. It's brilliant. I loved it. I loved reading about it and just was really excited you guys were going to join us today.
It's a new way of life. That's the way I look at it. And it's like, especially in our day and age, as we chat about stuff all the time and everybody's time constraints. I'm curious if you ladies wouldn't mind, from the school perspectives, is there something that each one of you wants to share with us, or you could think of that you get asked, or you could maybe kind of throw out there to the parentals or the babysitters or those that have the kids, that issues that come up that you would like to say, guys, try this, or maybe some words of wisdom from any of you three ladies, about how we can help our families, maybe that are out there. What do you guys think?
I think nutrition and healthy eating is, one of the things that we see that's sometimes lacking, because sometimes you look at a kid's lunch that they brought, and it's pop, chips, and a candy bar. So we are trying to get that word out there that kids need better fuel, to do well in school and have healthy brains and bodies. So that's one thing we're kind of harping on, and we'd really like to see, some better choices there. We know that it's hard, and even in the school setting, we'll once in a while say, oh, well, here, how about this fresh, veggie or fruit that we're having today for lunch, well, to go along with that. So I think that's one of the things that, has been a focus, and I think that's, since we've done the fresh fruits and veggies program, and this is our second year, the parents love it. I've heard a lot of positive feedback from the parents saying, wow, my daughter knows this stuff in the grocery store, and it's things we would have never thought to buy, but she likes it, and so we're getting
awesome.
it.
That's
so
really,
I think that's been a great thing for us, and a concern that the kids get what they need.
And I would say staying active too, really working on, making sure that children are active, taking TVs out of children's rooms. I'm just going to say that, put it out there for whoever. But, you know, really making sure that you know what your children are watching, what they're doing, really limiting screen time, whether that's on, you know, iPads, tablets, TV, things like that. Really making sure that our children are staying active and having conversations with them. Really spending some quality family time. It doesn't cost anything if you're all at home to have a conversation, to talk about something, to take a walk, to jog in place in your, you know, to do sit-ups, to do wall sits. Just doing something as a family makes a big difference. And I'd really like to see us continue to do that. And I think that's part of what Battle of the Fit did. You know, I think the healthy eating obviously is a huge part of it as well. But just really focusing back on family and family time that is actually face-to-face time and not any kind of screen time.
Basically what the two of them said combined. Eating healthy. Breakfast, most important meal of the day. Thankfully, we do offer breakfast to the kids, but there's a lot of kids that come in and they're like, I forgot to eat my breakfast today. So we have that option for them now, or they brought in Cheetos for breakfast, and you're like, you can't have that. Like, let's go get you a Go-Gurt, or, you know, whatever they're offering, which is great. Our kids do breakfast, and then they come into the gym, and we have them walking. We have a morning walking club as well. We get them moving. Any little movement. Take your kids out for a walk. Go to the parks. Like she said, get the TVs out of their bedrooms. Stop playing video games. And we gave you a jump rope. They actually love the jump rope.
Love jump rope.
They love it.
Love it.
You know, if I had more time to give every kid like the skills that they need to do it, you know, we do it with 25. I'm trying to teach all at one time. But once they get it, it's like they are just smiling. They're like, I can do this. And like, yes. And a jump rope's, you know, it's not that expensive. At the dollar store, you can get one for $1. Get a big one. The whole family could do it. 2 twirl. I mean, just those little things, get them out doing it. They love it. The water bottles, our school is loving having it because the kids can fill up their water bottle. And we're like, no popping these, none of that. It is water only. Like, you need to get your water, and they aren't getting all their water. Yeah. So that really helped us, and the kids are loving it, and they can take it home as well.
Mary, and I wanted to throw this out there. You had brought up on the air several times about how you and Jeremy, she has 5 children, but she does, and what I love about it, you have a young family, is that you guys say, okay, only X amount of time on the screens.
We're really picky on the screens, and it is tough because it is, it's difficult because then I have to set a good example, and that's not always easy either. So I save a lot of my screen time for after they're all in bed. But I mean, you know, it is tough. It really is hard. Especially my kids run between, my youngest is 4, my oldest is 16, so they're all over in there. And it's hard to kind of gauge that for the older ones, especially because our school, everyone has an electronic device for school stuff too. So, you know, the older ones a lot of times are doing homework, and, you know, the younger ones will say, well, can I play my DS? No, they're doing homework. It's different. It's hard to gauge that. So I am really picky about that. And their lunches too. We eat a lot of junk food, but it has to be a balance. Like my kids, there has to be a balance. It's okay if we want to have, you know, scoop ice cream at night, but you're not having that if you didn't eat a good dinner. And I don't mean just you wolf down your potatoes and nothing else. You know, I mean, you have to eat a good dinner, you know, and I do think it's about balance, but it's easier when you do it as a family. I think any habit you're trying to change, it's just easier when you do it together. And, you know, at school, it's nice for those kids that may not have that at home, where everybody at home is on board. But if all their friends are doing it at school and the teachers are doing it and they see that, they want to participate in that. And it does become a more of a family there while they're there all day. And our kids spend a lot of time, you know, at school. They're there all day long. And that's why I think it's nice to know that maybe they can come home and say, for those families that do participate, hey, watch what we did today. And then, you know, let them teach you. They love it. Even if you look silly, who cares? It's fun. And they remember those things. You know, I think that all of these elementary students are going to remember when this started, and they're going to say that was so much fun. And it is changing in many ways. So
I would love to see the stats, Kim, you know, when it started, 5 years, 10 years. And as you just mentioned, as these young people evolve into adults, and how much better it is, not only for them locally, but expanded out county, state, you know, and then all of a sudden throughout the country. I really think this is a movement.
I think they'll incorporate it in their own families, which is what's genius.
Well, I think actually schools could kind of continue this on a smaller scale, just being this competitive. Really? Expand it to the other schools, just with amongst yourselves, and maybe come up with a way that you can have something for each school. Or
Even
just
a
for each
traveling
child.
trophy.
Yes.
Just even
yeah,
a traveling
something
trophy
that
that's not
would
you
make it
one-time
competitive
purchase, but
because,
you know.
Gosh, you guys are so competitive, so I know.
See, I love
I'm going to
that.
throw this out there then to you ladies, and Kim, you could bring this to the powers that be Betsy and Dr. Barbara. If you're listening, check this out. So what you could do for the winning school is Mary and I will take it on the road with Sanders and come to that winning school's auditorium and broadcast the show live and chat with everybody about what the cool things were. Let's talk to these young individuals and to the teachers and to the parents. Are you up for it?
Oh, I think that would
There
be.
you go.
I mean, you know, that's always fun.
Kim, you have to be there as well, obviously.
Of course.
You know, when you're talking about statistics, something I would be so fascinated by, I bet you this has improved sleep quality, not only school behavior or even the activity at home, but, you know, sleep. A lot of kids don't sleep well, and sometimes it's just, you know, a matter of lack of routine and stuff. But, you know, if they are these little bursts of energy that they're expelling, their bodies naturally will be more ready for bed at night,
Sure.
I should say. I think that is.
I know it's helped me.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, honestly.
I've been out walking with them several times myself, and I think, you know, I'm a little more tired at the end of the day.
Well, I think that would be a
It's
huge
been
benefit.
It's a
you
great
know.
point, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it would be fascinating to be able to. There's so many different statistics you could take
Yes.
from this, you know, fun competition really is just, it's fun, but it's so healthy. It's so many different, you know,
What
aspects.
week are we in right now out of the 12, right?
Week 3.
Yeah.
Week 3.
Week
Oh,
3. It
can we
goes
ask
till-
who's winning?
It goes till October 20th. And right now it's Marsh School. Joy was number
We
one.
were winning.
But now it's Marsh. So
And
and I
how
think you guys are second right now.
how far behind are we, and how did we let this slip?
I think we're only like 900 points behind now. We were over 1,000. I put some points in this morning before I came here.
Oh.
But I've been going to my teachers saying we need to up our game. We got to find
Yeah.
some more plans to add, which is hard because they do have a curriculum they have to do.
Sure.
But they're trying to figure it out as well. We're asking the kids, hey, what can we do? But it's fun seeing the whole school so competitive. I actually have a board right by the gym that has every school's, and if I don't update, they let me know.
Aw.
You didn't update. Are we winning yet? Are we back in the lead? And it's fun. But of course, we need to step it up because we don't like to be in second place. We
No.
like to be in first. For the
Yeah.
2 weeks we
And-
were.
And I think one of our funnest points was when our 5th or 6th grade went over to the Challenge Ed course, which is at Joy School.
Oh,
Kids
yes.
saw us
Kids
out
were like,
there
what is going on?
Oh,
because we
wow.
were getting points at their school.
Oh my
So
gosh,
that
that would
was
have
kinda
freaked me
fun.
out.
Yeah, because for a
funny.
while there we couldn't use it, so it's opened back up, and so they were like, "We can never go over there," and I was like, "I'm gonna plan it. Don't worry, we'll get
Yeah,
it going."
yeah.
They were like, "Why is they here?
Why is they here?
Yeah,
Is Marsh here?
You
I
know
know.
what? This would be a cool thing if you were at each other's school, however, place for the day, and then you came out with
We
your
did joke about that
students.
one day.
You
Maybe
should
we
do
walk
that.
to this
Yes.
school, we play at their playground, we do some
Yeah.
reading, and then we walk home. We did joke the other day.
Yeah.
Because Marsh is not too far from us.
Oh, yeah.
Can't really walk to
Right.
you. Can't walk to
But
you.
you know,
but
the quiet school in the country. You know, you'll just wait. You know,
you can
we
chase
may
the
be
buffalo.
right
Isn't
down
that
there.
the
See?
next door?
That's it. You know, you'll sneak in there before they know what
Exactly.
happens.
We may seem quiet and out there, but just wait. We're
Woo!
moving
Listen to
forward.
this.
We're getting
I love
there.
it.
And Nedwise came out to each school on the kickoff day and had
Yes.
a big kickoff. We brought a DJ.
Yes.
Nice.
And we
Oh.
brought our mascot, who's Miss Bluebell. She's a big, fuzzy bluebird.
Uh-huh.
And she came and danced with all the kids.
How
so
fun.
And
that
Kim,
was great.
which school
was
was the
fun.
most energetic, would you say?
I think that was Marsh.
I
think
don't
it was
quite
Joy.
Oh.
Poor Kim. Poor
Poor
Kim is gonna be
I
on the
have to
spot.
remain
She's not saying a
Actually,
word.
the DJ played, I think, an extra like 20 or 30
No,
minutes.
it's true.
After
That was
the
true.
kids,
That
left
was-
because we had such a group of
Yeah,
that was true.
talented
It was a great
dancers.
start.
That was
Yeah.
true. There were people
Oh.
who were
That's
dancing
awesome.
who did not want to leave the room.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
fantastic. It
Yes.
really is.
It was
What a great idea. You know, what
I
a
could-
great
I
idea.
can see this in the auditorium of the winning school.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely.
Jackson.
But I can certainly see other schools in the area, even if they're not competing against possibly another school, but maybe even, grades. Or I know, say there's
even
3
classrooms.
first grade classes. Yeah, that's what I was
Could
thinking. This
compete
first
against
grade's
each
going to,
other.
and I think that is such a cool way to be, allow the teachers to be creative and work it in however they can, because there are standards they have to meet, and it's very demanding. It seems like every year those increase. You know what I mean?
We
So,
do hope that it's a spark.
yeah.
Oh,
It's just
absolutely.
as like, okay, we come and do this and then we go and kind of things go back to normal. We really hope it's a spark
Yeah.
to get, they're super competitive.
They
so
are, and
I
it's-
know
it's-
that they can do this.
It's
Keep
so
it going.
much fun, and
It's fun.
just also, I'm the one teacher I see. She's got her math fact flashcards, and she's walking through that hall, and like it's kind of like the Indian runs when you do sports.
Sure.
When
Yeah.
you have to get the problem right, then you go to the back line, and they are just going through, and they're out there for a good 20 minutes out doing
Yeah.
it, but they're learning, they're having fun, and it's just great to see everything. And like I said, it's funny to see who is competitive and who isn't competitive, which is a lot of fun. I have one teacher who every day after he picks him up from gym class, he chooses a kid and all right, we're going to compete. You versus me. Whoever wins, the other one has to do 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
So, he's competing in different ways with the kids, and they're loving it. They think it's hilarious, and they're just having fun. And seeing him do 10 push-ups was always fun, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of us are competitive by nature, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
to some level. On
Yeah.
even if you're only competing to beat your own score, no matter what it is, that's fun, and that is, it's sometimes the drive you need. So
I think even our curriculum coach is, coming up with different ideas for the kids. Oh, look at all these movements for math facts, and things like that, just like she said. So
That's neat.
It's incorporating different ways for the kids to learn too. So because so many of our kids are physical learners, and they can learn it better like that, like a jump rope rhyme for your math facts. I mean, it's just different, and the kids are really into it.
I think what we should do here on Younger Life Live, since we're on every day, and since we could easily tap at any one of these 4 ladies and then some, we should do a weekly update of the schools.
See what's
Let
going
the
on?
schools
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
because again, it will be on the radio and on TV.
Yeah.
And who the school is
Who's-
leading for the week.
yeah.
Well, that's a really great idea. And Betsy, she kind of keeps track. She's keeping track of everything and
Okay.
sending little blurbs out to all of us about,
And there's the website.
yes.
Where you
And
can
Medwise
log
too.
on.
Medwise, of course,
Beautiful.
keeps track of this. So
Yeah, maybe
we
if-
can definitely keep in touch.
Kim, I'm
with
going to
you.
throw that to you for your assignment for the day.
Okay.
You just make sure that we
more
get the
homework.
information.
You didn't know you were coming and
That
leaving
would
with
be
homework.
Absolutely
That's okay.
phenomenal. So we will keep people updated right here on WIMS and Younger Life Live. Rick Federici, Mary Anthony, we're wrapping it up. We've got a minute or so
Great
left.
show.
A big round of applause for everybody here in the studio. This is what this show is all about.
I know. It's what
I'm
this was
so
just a
happy to have
perfect match.
all these wonderful ladies in here. Intelligence, class, professionalism.
And fun.
And fun.
Fun. I love it.
Seriously. Fun keeps you young.
Absolutely,
Um,
for sure.
Do we want to roll around the room? We've got about a minute and a half left. If you guys want to give final thoughts, any shout outs, Kim, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, just Medwise is really happy to do this. Medwise serves some of the most underserved population in Indiana. There were 300,000 people that we serve here.
Wow.
And so doing these kind of programs are really important to us, and we're really rooting for everybody because honestly, at the end of it, everybody's going to win.
Agreed.
Shout out to our coordinator who's hand putting in all of those points, Michelle Hamilton, our PE teacher, and all of our students and staff who have been so active, and parents that are also jumping on board and helping us out. So let's stay the course.
And I just want to say thank you to all of the Springfield community for all of your support and all the work. Holly Martinez, who is our literacy coach, who's putting in all of our data and really keeping everybody on track. Our students are doing a phenomenal job, so our staff, parents, and families are on board. We're so excited about it. Thank you to Medwise for bringing this to us, and thank you so much to WIMS for having us here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I want to thank Medwise first. Thank you. This is amazing. The fact that every school wins something that's just
Yes.
awesome.
That is awesome.
My staff in my school, they are amazing. They're having so much fun. We're really showing teamwork, which is great to see. Our IAs are out there organizing our recesses, and just everyone in general, just for helping, doing what they can, asking, what can I do? What can we do to win? And so just all the help we're getting in general. Just thank you so much. The kids are loving it. I'm loving it. I do all the points, so thanks to me. I'll let Suter know that she needs to give me something. Yes, but thank you, everybody. It's so much fun. It's just a blast. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
This is great.
Well, on behalf of us all at Younger Life Live, Mary Anthony, myself, Rick Federici, Sanders, of course, our executive producer, the LaPorte Hospital for sponsoring this great program. Have another great day. Big round of applause. Younger Life Live. I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony. Thank you.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.